Bam! Hey kids, it is JJ. Welcome to the mess. Look at this shit. I'm in the middle of mixing a crappy Hawk with a King Kong 95, making it a real quad. But anyway, that's not what this is about. This is a mini rant, a Monday night mini rant. And I usually save my rants for Friday because, you know, by then the week is boiled up and it's a bag of ass and you just, you haven't had enough rum and you got to get it out. But the reason I'm doing this is not even really a rant. It's more of a thank you and a yes. And this is to my brother Xplicit FPV, and I will put a link to his page in the description, or there'll be a little card up here. It just depends on what I decide to do. He just did a great video, and it was kind of a sequel, I think, and forgive me, brother, if I'm wrong, to the rant I made on Saturday about these cock stars that I like to call them, these guys that get all offended and sensitive. And Chris, Xplicit FPV, he and I are, for some reason, and we are going to fly, brother, because I travel to Pennsylvania in that area all the time and for work, and we're going to hook up and have a pipe and fly. He and I hooked up on here completely randomly, and we're both tattooed madmen. We have, the same interests, obviously. He's into cigars, I'm into pipes, and, we love quads, and we love our families, and he's a very sensitive soul, it seems like. I don't know how sensitive I am necessarily. But he made a very valid point, and I want you to watch the video that he put up, because I think it's very, very good. And I'm gonna give you a precursor of what this means to me. I have never, ever looked at the thumbs down thingies on my videos because I don't give a shit. I genuinely don't. And I think Chris is a much more sensitive individual than I am, and I love you for that, brother. I am not. I married the most beautiful human being on the face of the planet, and she's the most sensitive human being on the face of the planet, and I am not. And that is God telling me that I need to, and she's very shy and I'm very not, and that's God saying, you need to take a lesson from your old lady, right? But I've met a lot of friends on here, and it's phenomenal. I love it. I've been in the robotics industry for 20 some odd years. I've been a musician for 30 some odd years. And I know people all over the world, and, through work and through music and whatever else. And I've met some great, great, great people on my channel, and I love it. And I don't really care about the thumbs down because I know there's like, I don't know, 20 people? Let's say 20 out of the 450 or so that are watching me or at least subscribe that I love talking to on a daily basis. I talk to Paul, I talk to Chris, Xplicit FPV, my brother, and I talked to Equad and all these other guys. I can't even name them all because there's a lot of people, and I literally talk to them. One of which I talked today. We talk on Hangouts, Google Hangouts. JJ Wrote a Geek. Look me up on Google Hangouts. We talked today. We were talking to each other about quads a little bit. We were talking about how old are you and what do you do for a living and just shit like that. And it's fun. It's neat to have somebody with a common interest. And my common interests are relatively obscure, so it's great. And my buddy Xplicit FPV, I love his videos. I love watching them. I love the way he projects himself and the way he talks, and he's very open and honest, and I'm like that too. I'm too honest, my wife says. I kind of say it. My 4-year-old's the same way. She's like, "Oh, you look fat, Daddy." I'm like, "Oh, okay, that's fucking awesome." And I have a really good friend of mine today that I talked to, and I'm not going to mention his name because, he told me some private information. But anyway, love the man dearly. We've only talked a few times, but there's this connection. And he's the only person I've given my work email address to because I'm like, I don't watch my Gmail very much. Shoot me an email on my work email. We've been talking. Great guy. And he found out his wife had a terminal illness. And I'm just like, oh my gosh, if there's anything I can do, please let me know. And I'm going to mail you this book that I read that's amazing on this and blah, blah, blah. Which, if you're watching this, my friend, I will mail it tomorrow because today was a Columbus Day and we didn't get any mail. So, but just things like that, it's like, I've been through all these life trials in my own life. I would love to help you if you want somebody to talk to, because sometimes talking to somebody you don't know is easier than talking to somebody you do know, because you can just let it fly, and if you just can't. And it's relationships like that, and my buddy Primo and Quadfather and all these guys that I talked to. Nick, one of my best friends, I consider my best friend Nick in Serbia. I love him dearly, and it's just one of those things I can't even say why. I mean, it's just, there's this connection. It's like if I don't talk to him every day, I'm like, oh dude, is something wrong, As for the, giving a thumbs up or a thumbs down, I think YouTube, and I'm just like Chris, just like Xplicit FPV, I am one of the few people in the world that does not have Facebook. And I'm a computer guy, and I'm a very high-tech guy. I do high-tech for my livelihood. I'm a robotics engineer, and my wife has Facebook, but I don't. I have YouTube and LinkedIn. That's it. That's all I do. And I think there's this growing, like Chris said, like this community of, it's the thing that brings you together. It's like when I have my musician friends, my bandmates and things like that, or guys I talk to that were in robotics, or guys that, whatever, motorcycles. I'm a big motorcycle guy, obviously. And you just have this bond, and it's like, I don't know it all. I'm just doing quads, and I drink, and it's fun, and that's what we do. And if I can help you out, that's great. That's the foot in the door. That's the, hey, it's like when you meet a chick at a bar, right? Hopefully a hot chick. And you say, when you're single, and you say, hey, my name's da-da-da-da. If we had babies, they'd be gorgeous. Some line like that. It's the same thing with friends. It's like, oh, hey, yeah, I had that same problem on this quad. Fix this shit, fix that shit. And I love Xplicit FPV's attitude, and I love that I'm a God-fearing man, he's a God-fearing man, and I know I'm a sinner from hell. Obviously, I cuss like a sailor, whatever, but I love my wife, I love my children, I love my life, and I help my friends in any way that I can. And those friends are the people I meet on here. And, if you poo-poo my stuff, that's what makes this a free world or a free country. It's like, if you don't like what I say, awesome. That's fine, because chances are really good I don't like most of what you do either. But if you do, that's great. And I have a couple people on my channel, I might add, that I talked to. Oh, Ben, I think it's Ben. He said that one of the videos I did was a complete crap idea. He goes, that's fucking horrible. But yet we talk every day. I'm like, you know what? And I thought about what he said, and there's been a couple of comments like this where it's like, oh, you know what? You're right. That is fucking stupid. I'm going to rethink this, And that's when you've met maturity, understanding, and humanity. When you can say to somebody, in a critiqued way, you can say, you know what? I think you're okay, but what you said is totally fucking wrong. And then you can step outside the bubble, and you can look and say, you know what, dude? I see your fucking point. You're right. I had another guy talk to me today about the definition of drones and robotics and things like that. And I'm the best person to talk to about that. I build drones, I build quads, and I'm a robotics engineer by trade. I mean, I think maybe people think I'm joking about that. Look me up on LinkedIn, and you'll see my entire career all the way back to 1994 is industrial robotics engineer. And so he's giving me all these definitions of robotics, and this is what a robot does, and this is what this and that. And I have this great little intellectual thing back and forth with him. And I was like, dude, I totally appreciate your opinion on this, but this is what I think. And that's what makes us people. You can like me, you can dislike me, you can do whatever. And like Chris said, Xplicit FPV, turn the fucking channel. It's like if you're watching a sitcom and you don't want to watch that shit because it sucks, it's stupid, turn the fucking channel. You're done. That's it. And give a props if it's not. You don't have to subscribe to my channel. You don't have to like anything. I really don't care. Honestly, I've got this neat little bubble of people that I talk to, and you guys know who you are. I talk to you daily or every other day or whatever, and I love you guys dearly. And if I shut this channel down tomorrow, I'd still want to talk to you. It's just cool. But if you don't like something, or even if it does help you out, I don't care if you like it or not, but if it helps you out, I do like you to at least comment and say, that was cool, dude, thanks. I don't watch you, I think you're a dickhead, but you know what? That was good information. Bam, cool. But anyway, I just wanted to share that with you. I know it's a rant, maybe a pointless rant, a couple too many drinks, went out flying with Blackhawk today, had a great time. I trashed like 5 quads, awesome. I'll put some footage up here in a minute, and then we're going to do some other stuff this week too. But shout out to you, my good friend Xplicit FPV, because I think you've got it right. I think a lot of people in this world have it right, and I think it's usually the people that people judge and people think you're fucked up, And I said to my wife, I'll leave you with this note. We were watching a special on Down syndrome kids one time, and I've known a few Down syndrome people in my life and met a few of them, and we were watching this special, and my wife, who's the most loving, amazing human being on the face of the planet. She's like, oh, they're such sweet, sensitive people. And it's like, it's too bad they've got this thing. And I understood what she meant, but I said, you know what? Maybe they're the ones that have it right, and we're the ones that are fucked up. If you ever meet one of these people, you'll understand, and this isn't about Down syndrome people. I'm not doing a plug for anything like that, but it's one of those, I've met many of these people, from young little children to adults, and it's like, yeah, they don't have a bad bone in their body. They're always happy. They look at the bright side. They're the sweetest human beings you'll ever meet in your life, but yet we consider them to have a disorder? No, I don't think so. I think we do. I do, because they're living life the right way. They love and they take everybody in as, you're a good person, I trust you, I love you type of thing. And we're all skeptical, judgmental fucksticks. And I told my wife, I said, I think they're the ones that have it right, and we're all the fucked up ones. Food for thought. Anyway, stay tuned. This week's gonna have some cool stuff, guys. Shout out to you, Chris, my brother. We're gonna have a pipe and we're gonna fly. Promise you that. And to all my other friends out there, for your support. And for those of you who don't support, that's fine too. That's your choice. Rock and roll. Have a good time.